Good evening, everyone. Happy Friday, December 15th. Hope you guys had a great Friday. I know this is getting out a little later. But we are officially out of school for Christmas break. Cannot say I'm thankful enough. Ready for a break. And then to start 2024 off. Hopefully very well. But our verse is John 14:8 through 18. It says, Philip said, Lord, show us the Father, and he will be satisfied. Jesus replied, Have I been with you all this time, Philip, and yet you still don't know who I am? Anyone who has seen me has seen the Father. So why are you asking me to show him to you? Don't you believe that I am the Father, and the Father is in me? That I am in the Father, and the Father is in me. The words I speak are not my own, but my Father who lives in me does his work through me. Just believe that I am in the Father, and the Father is in me. Or at least believe because of the work you have seen me do. I tell you the truth, anyone who believes in me will do the same works I have done and even greater works, because I am going to be with the Father. You can ask for anything in my name, and I will do it, so that the Son can bring glory to the Father. Yes, ask me for anything in my name, and I will do it. If you love me, obey my commandments, and I will ask the Father, and he will give you another advocate who will never leave you. He is the Holy Spirit, who leads into all truth. The world cannot receive him because he isn't looking for me. Because it isn't looking for him and doesn't recognize him. But you know him because he lives with you now and later will be in you. No, I will not abandon you as orphans. I will come to you. Jesus proclaims, I stood in line waiting for my drink at Starbucks. 10 minutes passed and still they had not called my name. I was growing impatient as one by one others received their orders. I was anxious to get back to the hospital where my grandmother was being treated for sepsis. It was hard to watch my grandmother struggle and suffer, unable to communicate her needs to those caring for her because of a language barrier. After days spent in the ICU, I needed a break. But now, as the minutes ticked by, I feared I had been gone too long. After 15 minutes, I realized they must have forgotten my order. Even though it was an honest mistake, I was angry. I was physically and emotionally exhausted, and this insignificant delay was enough to push me over the edge. I stomped towards the counter, but at that moment I remembered the words on my shirt, strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow. I paused and reflected. Even in the darkest moments of life, I knew Christ was, is, and will be with me. And I knew that my words and actions in this moment, like all moments, spoke powerfully of the God within me. In John 14, Jesus promised he would not leave us as orphans. He asked the Father to give the great counselor, the Holy Spirit, to guide us. He also promised to come to us again. Emmanuel, God with us, is Christ's promise to us. It is our strength for today and our hope for tomorrow. And with that promise, God is asking us to proclaim his goodness to the world. May our lives proclaim your love, Father. Help us to live differently because you are with us and in us. May others be drawn to the good news of the gospel because they see it alive in us through trials and triumphs alike. Our words speak to the people around us about the God within us. A saying that I randomly came up with a couple of years ago was, you're either pointing people to Christ or deterring them from him completely. Our words, our actions, either point people to Jesus or they point them the exact opposite way. It's up to us to choose whether we're going to let our actions point them towards Jesus or away from Jesus. Everyone, I hope you had a great Friday. I hope you have a great Friday evening, a great weekend, and of course, go be the example.